At the beginning, we need to pay homage to our lineage gurus, to our own lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong, the Zhong Rinpoche, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, homage to Master Dukden Dorji, homage to the three jewels of the altar, homage to the main deity of the group practice today, Mahachundi Buddha Mother. Sumo, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everybody. How do you do?
你好，大家好。我们今天与会的贵宾是中华民国
VIPs today are
代表处
the wife of the Taipei rep to Sweden, Mrs. Ambassador Daniel Liao, Dharma Sister Judy,
中国中委会会计师
Accountant to Buddha School, Dharma Sister Teresa,
中天电视台给你点上心灯
producers for Gini Diansang Shinten of the CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiaqi,
庄俊耀医师
Dr. Ryan Zhong,
林淑华医师
and Dr. Su Lin.
我们这个大西雅图台湾同校会会长
And the head of Seattle Taiwan Association, Mr. Lin.
好，谢谢他来。
Thank you for coming.
我们今天呢是同修
Today, we perform the group practice of Mahachundi.
我记得这个已经讲过很多遍。
And I have mentioned this many times before.
是我的一位上师
That Mahachundi Buddha Mother
的普方上师
was
他传给我的。
transmitted by one of my gurus, Master Puvang.
华本
And he had many practice procedures that he gave to me. That the picture is Master Puvang.
台北
He's in Taipei
那个叫社之岛吧
at the place called Sezidao.
叫社之岛 他那边有一个总持寺
There he had a temple called the All-Inclusive Temple.
普方上师的本尊就是准提佛。
So the personal deity of Master Puvang was Mahachundi Buddha Mother.
是怎么来？总持寺
So the all-inclusive temple,
准提佛母的手印
the Mahachundi's mudra is this. When you form this mudra,
这个就是手印的总持，这个手印又叫做
this mudra is also called the Zongci mudra, which means the principal mudra or the all-inclusive mudra.
上师的寺庙叫总
And because the name of the mudra is 种子 mudra, his temple is also called the 种子 temple, related to Mahachundi.
有它的根源，有它的根源。
Mahachundi had an origin.
它是属于，好像是观世音菩萨这个系列。
She belongs to the family of Guan Yin Bodhisattva. That's why she's also referred as Junti Guan Yin.
是非常的盛行，也就是日本。
And Junti Bodhisattva is very popular in Japanese Tantrayana.
还有中密。
And also Chinese Tantrayana and Taiwanese Tantrayana.
那么藏密。
And in Tibetan Tantrayana.
也是有供奉有修法。
Some do enshrine and practice Mahachundi. However, she's not as popular.
所谓东密，就是空海大师。
In Japanese Tantrayana,
从中国
was founded by Kobo Daishi
那个时候是
or
惠
Kukai
国老和尚。
that
惠国老和尚那里
obtained from the Venerable Elder Hui Guo Tantric Dharma and brought it back to Japan. And afterwards it's called the Japanese Tantrayana. And the Chinese Tantrayana that was in China came from Vajrabodhi,
善无畏、不空。三位印度来的这个阿
Amoga
在中国传法，
Amogappa
在唐朝开元的时候
and
进到中国。
started in the Tang Dynasty and entered into China, and they transmitted in Tibet area. This was called the Chinese Tantrayana.
台湾传的叫台密。
And as we know, there's also the Taiwanese Tantrayana. Actually, it's not. It's not as what people think. But actually, Tantrayana that was transmitted by Mount Tiantai. So now you're clear the differences between what the Japanese Tantrayana, the Chinese Tantrayana, the Mount Tiantai Tantrayana, and Tibetan Tantrayana. So we need to be clear. There are differences between Tantrayana in these 4 different places. From Mount Tiantai, it's called the Tai Mi. In Japanese, called the Dong Mi. In Chinese, in China, it's Zhong Mi.
那么这3位是从印度来的，善无畏、金刚智、不空是从印度来的。
And the Vajrabodhi, Amogappas, and the San Uzi was the founder of Tantrayana in China that came from Tibet. And Mahachundi Buddha Mother
有一灯盘照，也就是说，中密传到了日本，又由日本传回台湾。
So the Chinese Tantrayana was transmitted to Japan and then to Taiwan.
这盘照就是在回照回来的意思。
So it's like reflecting back.
那我们了解这个准提佛母，它有18只手。
So Mahachundi Buddha Mother had 18 arms and 3 eyes.
刚刚也介绍了，她手上拿的这个东西。那么他也介绍了，这个是总持印。
And this is the mudra, the Zongci mudra, or the Jundi mudra, and the mantra.
还有一种修法叫准提静，准提静的修法。
And there was a Dharma practice called the Jundi mirror.
那么这边是准提佛母
And Mahajundi here, and then in front a mirror supported by 2 dragons who are her attendants.
这样子一个准提镜的是这个准提
So
镜的
Jundi
修
mirror,
也是看着这个镜子，眼
Dharma
睛
practice,
注意这
and
个
you
镜子，
look
那么一直持咒，
at the mirror
持
and
到它这个
continually
镜子里
chanting
面放光，
until
放
light
光
is
出来，
generated
而且
inside the
准提
mirror,
佛母显现在镜子
and
当中，
Mahajundi appears in the
这
mirror.
个才算成就。一般
Only
来讲
then
这
it
样
would
子
be
才算
called
成
an
就
attainment in this
准提
practice.
佛母成就以后啊，
After you have
在中国
attainments in
出布拉 school 里面，
Mahajundi
它
practice,
可以作为本尊，
in
也可
True
以
Buddha
作为护
schools,
法，
this is considered as a
也可以
yidam
作
as
为
well
护法
as a
又是本
protector.
尊又是护法，
So both yidam and protector.
它是极亲近的一个金刚，
And
它的
sees
金刚号是极
the
净
Vajra
金
with
刚，
utmost
其实
purity.
好多的金刚号，它本身有好多的
She
金刚。
has many Vajra epithets or Vajra
那么极
titles.
净金刚就是说能够让你变成完全
And
清净，
Vajra with utmost purity that can purify you
可以
completely,
消除业障，
can eradicate
那么
karma,
增加你的智慧，
and improve,
可以增加你的
enhance your
资粮。
wisdom, and
还有18
increase
只
your
手
provisions.
他是
And
哪
with
一只
18
手
arms
他拿的这个法器，就代
and
表
each of the
他在
hands
他的
is
这个
holding
也
a
就是他
Dharma
的功
implement
力，很简
to
单，
represent
就
her
是他的
power.
功力，他的功力有什么？他有18只手，
So
就
she
有
has
18
18
种的功
arms
力。
with 18 kinds of Dharma powers.
那么今天呢，我们讲这个道果，
And today we will
在讲
talk
道
about
果。
Lamdre.
这2个版本来道果有2个版本是不太一样的，好多个其实道果
There
本
are
身也有
several
很多的版
revisions
本
of Lamdre. Actually, there are many of them,
啊。这个
many versions.
道果本身呢、它是属于萨迦教，萨迦班
Lamdre
智达
belongs to the Sakya
啊，
school,
这个毕瓦巴。
Sakya
本身所
Pandita
讲
Virupa
毕瓦巴呢，
taught
也就是
Lamdre.
这个萨迦教藏密萨迦教的祖
And
师，
Virupa
他是他的
was the
继任者。
patriarch of the
那么道果有
Sakya
好
school
几个
of
祖师，最有名的
Tibetan
那个祖
Tanayana.
师呢，就是
There
当
were
过
several
蒙古
patriarchs of Lamdre.
蒙古大帝国的军师的那一位
And
祖师，
the
就是
most important
叫
one
做
who
八
was
思巴法。
the
Ah.
military general of Mongolian country. It's called Pasipa.
长治是不是88？
Is that right?
啊，88
长治
这位祖师是很有名的，就是当过蒙古
This one was
大帝国
very
的这个国师。
famous. He was the national teacher of the Mongolian country, and Sakya
就是萨
Pandita
迦五祖
Virupa.
里面，萨迦有这个五祖，五祖。
They were the 5
为什么叫做
patriarchs of the
萨迦
Sakya
呢？
school.
因为萨
Why
迦
is it called
是
Sakya?
灰色的土，
It
因为它
meant
建寺
the
庙在
grey
灰色的土。萨迦2
sand
个字是属于灰色的土。
so
灰色的
Sakya means the grey dirt,
那么它的
dirt
传承，
or sand,
这个目前来讲就是到了，
and the lineage.
就在印度呢就有契庆啊，契
Now
庆
in India
是法，
there's the
在西
Sakya
雅图
tradition,
有达钦是法，
and in
但是
Seattle
达钦
the
已
head
经延
is the
期了
Dakjen Rinpoche,
那法王
but now who
听
had
说萨迦法王
left the world.
在印度 的时候，有一个萨迦法王。
And there was a Dharma king in India, Sakyatrishin, and another Dharma king. But before the Dharma king lived in Seattle, one time in Seattle, during the Seafair, the temple, our Seattle temple, set up a booth. And the Sakya Dharma king, Dr. Rinpoche, came to our booth and took the prayer wheel, a small prayer wheel, and he was playing with it. He was the Dharma king of the Sakya school, playing with the prayer wheel. But our one of our reference, one of the hunchback brought it, took it, grabbed it back from the Dharma king. You have to pay for it. Actually, it's okay to offer that prayer wheel to a Dharma king. Don't be so stingy. So the lineage of Lamdre belongs to the Sakya school. And of the 5 schools, or 4 schools, each has their own lineages. And for the Nyingma-pa, the red sect, the lineage, for the great perfection. Was it great perfection? Great perfection. And for the white sect, or Kagyupa, their Dharma is Mahamudra, so great perfection, Mahamudra. And for the Sakya school, Lamdre, or the great perfect and supreme wisdom. And for the yellow sect, Gelugpa, it's Yamantaka. Yamantaka, Mahamudra, great perfection, and the great perfect and supreme wisdom, which is Lamdre, which is being expounded now. So each has its own topmost Dharma. Each of this Dharma is similar, with minor differences. So what we talk about today, so the fruit has 3 kinds. The fruition of our heart is non-returning, and the solitary hearers, he's at a place where there is no Buddha Dharma. However, he's very gifted. He was born with gifts and intelligence. And he always mull over or contemplate on, where did I come from? Where will I go after death? What is the purpose of my life? Why do I live in this world? He often contemplates on these questions. Of course, if you hear the Buddha Dharma, you would know. I came from where? At the very beginning, I came from ignorance. Where will I go?
好几世所做的业，
So
将变成你
what
下一世
you
的
do
六
in
道
this
轮回。
life and what you have done in the
听到
past
佛法的
lives
都
will
知道，
result in
你
the
活在人间做什
future
么？
life, in the rebirth
你是在
cycle.
酬业。释迦牟尼佛讲，
So in Buddha Dharma, we know
就是在酬
why
业，
do we live in this world
就是在
is
把你的
to
业
play out,
来应酬掉，
to
应酬
eradicate
到你自
your
己本身
karma,
的业。
your karmic retribution.
那像我们学佛的人就知道，也是要让自己
So in Buddhist
完全
study,
清
we
净
know
的业障，
we need to completely
然后就
purify our
觉悟。
karma and
什么叫独
to
觉呢？
awaken.
也就是说，他自己没有听到佛
What is the solitary
他
hearer
用
or
自己的
solitary
理智
enlightened?
去这样子去想，
He
去
does not
思想，
encounter any Buddha Dharma, but he
我到底是
contemplates
从
on
哪里来？
himself. Where
我
did
要
I
到
come
哪里
from?
去？
Where will I
我
go?
活在人间做什么？
What do I do?
到了有一
Living
天，
in
他
this world.
想
Until
到开
eventually
悟了，
one day
他已经悟到
he gained enlightenment.
我是从哪里来的，
Where I
我
came
将来会
from,
到哪里去？
where I will
我
go
在
in the
人间呢，
future,
必须要怎么做，
and in this world
才
what
能
should I
够
do
脱离这个
in order
这样子的一直在六道轮回
to be
这样子
liberated
的
from the cycle of rebirth?
他就是要回到不退转的地方。
And he wants to return
那么
to
他
the
有了这
realm
种
of
想法以后，
non-returning.
他利用这样子
And
去
having
实
this
践，
kind of mindset,
有一
he
天他开悟
applies
了，
it.
他看
And
见
one
了道，
day he
依
gains
照着道去
enlightenment,
修行，
he sees the
终
way
于成就了。
and practice according to
这
the
种
way
成就叫独
until
觉。
ultimately he gained realization of fruition.
这是也是不
And
退
this
转，
kind of
这就是
fruition is
阿罗
called
汉
the solitary hearer.
独觉，
It's also
再来就
non-returning.
是菩萨。
And then above that is
那菩
bodhisattva.
萨是以利他为主的，不
And
退转
bodhisattva primarily
以利他为
benefit
主，
others.
不
It's
但
also
自己的业
non-returning.
障消除，
Not only you eradicate your own karma,
也帮助别人消除业
you
障。
also help other people eradicate their karma.
这个是成为菩萨，
They are
就是为
called
他人
bodhisattva.
想，牺牲
You
自己，这
think
个是菩萨。
of others and forsake
到最后
yourself,
呢，
sacrifice
就
yourself.
是佛了，
And
他也自己觉悟
finally,
了，
Buddhahood.
也实践了
He
他的
has his
觉悟
own realization and
他
has
的
realized
结
or has
跟
applied
愿
his
跟他的行
realization.
为全部
So
圆
his
满。
realization, his vows,
这是
and his
佛。
conduct are perfect, and they are
那
called
这里呢，
Buddhas.
提到的
So
我
what's
的理
mentioned
具有
here,
三，一个是自利，
the exposition on fruit, there are three kinds.
资粮
One
圆
is
满，
self-benefit,
且缘起会济之
perfect
尊重之身。
provisions,
它不但
and
它的资粮圆满，
the causes and condition
也
accumulate
就是什么叫自利？自利一般来讲，我们提到的都
to
是
the
阿
five
罗汉
bodies.
他自己
So
修行成就了，
self-benefit typically is
没有度
arhat.
众生，
They cultivate themselves,
所以
they
他自
don't
己本
deliver
身成就了
sentient
不退
beings.
转，
So
就
he
是阿
has
罗汉，
attainment
也就是独觉。
and it is non-returning. That's called
那么
arhat.
自己觉悟了，这里呢，
And
自己觉
you
悟，
benefit and you
利他，
are enlighten
又
yourself
帮
and
助别
benefit
人觉悟，
others
有
help
利他
others
尊重，
to
就
have
是帮助别
realization.
人觉悟，能令盲者见诸色等不一，就
So
等于是说，
can let the
世间的
blind
人都是很盲目的。但是你教他
dis-
清醒，
discern.
从盲目里面清醒过
So
来，
the people of the world are blind,
觉悟了，
but you can let the
这个
blind
就是利他，
wake up
利
and
他，
realize,
这个就是
have
菩萨的
realization.
果位，
So that's benefiting
三种，
others.
一种
That's
是
the fruition of
自
bodhisattva.
利的果位，
The
一个是
first
利他
kind
的果位，
is the fruition of benefiting
最后一种
self, and then second is the fruition of
就是
benefiting
自他
others,
两利，
and the third kind
见属合
is
计
to
一
benefit
会
self and
成正
others.
觉，
So all the related gather and have realizations. So I'm teaching the Dharma, you're listening to the Dharma, and we all have attainments. So you benefit self, benefit others, and your realization is complete and perfect. So there are three kinds of fruitions in Lamdre. So the realization and the conduct are complete and perfect. And then to benefit others, that's bodhisattva. But when the realization and the conduct are complete and perfect, that's a Buddha. But if you have attainment for yourself, but you don't benefit others, that's arhat. So today, as a human being, what benefits ourselves but does not benefit others, don't do. When it doesn't benefit yourself, but it benefits others, then you should do. In the Saha world, we have to do this in order to generate merits. If it benefits yourself and benefits others, of course you have to do it even more. If it doesn't benefit yourself and it doesn't benefit other people, then don't do it. So if it benefits yourself but it doesn't benefit others, also don't do it. But if it doesn't benefit yourself but it benefits others, then do it. And if it benefits yourself and benefits others, of course you can do it. But if it doesn't benefit yourself and doesn't benefit others, of course don't do it. Very simple, right? Think about it. So in our Buddhist studies, we have to do that. We have to follow that. About X, it benefits herself and doesn't benefit others, and she did it, so that's wrong. So the Sawe chapter from Malaysia, Samay chapter. One is Sawe, one is Sanmay.
有没有讲沙威啊？没有哦，是三昧。
Oh, it's a Sanmay.
沙威啊。
Sanmay chapter.
沙威同修会，他把供养师尊的，给他擦擦啊。这个当然请擦擦转交给，所以要供养。To pass their offerings to Grandmaster. 我也不知道到底哪里去了。
But I don't know where it has gone to.
就是没有就对了。
It's not here.
他有力，然后我没有力。
So she benefits, but I don't. And she did it.
这个没关系啦，因为金钱呢本来不是我的，就是你的。
But it's okay, because if money doesn't belong to me, it belongs to you or to X. It's okay.
也可以，钱本来就是要花的嘛，不然钱留在我这里干什么？
Money is to be spent.
他花我花。
So what use is it to be left here with me? It's okay. I spend or she spends or whoever, that's fine. But that happened.
另外这个
I'm okay.
有一件事情我要讲，就是
But I like to say one thing.
什么
I
都可
often
以。
says everything is fine.
这师尊的本身的
For
这个原
Grandmaster,
则，
Grandmaster's principle is everything is fine. Everything is
一
fine.
切都有这种天下的事，
everything under the heavens is ever changing. Everything is fine. As I said, everything is the best arrangement. And Grandmaster doesn't care. It's the carefree person. Everything is fine. That's why I told all the reference and masters, if you like to wear the precept robe, go ahead. If you like to wear the Zen robe, go ahead. What is the precept robe? Is that when your robe has stripes, like the ordained monks and nuns would wear the precept robe. And the Zen robe is more popular in Tibet. It's a piece of cloth and then you wrap it around yourself. And then you hold it tight, and you need to pay attention that it doesn't fall off. We call it the Zen robe, and most Tibetans, tantric practitioners, would wear this Zen robe. But in China, most the ordained monks and nuns would wear the precept robes. They rarely wear the Zen robe. And for me, it's okay whether you wear precept robe or the Zen robe, because it doesn't matter to me. You wear whatever you like. But X said, those who wear the Tibetan style of the Zen robe can emit light, can radiate pure light. But those who wear the precept robe will emit black smoke. But my gurus never said anything like that, and I never said anything like that. Only X said that anyone wearing the precept robe is and with the black smoke. So she wanted everyone to wear the Zen robe. But let me tell you, the light in the Buddha Dharma is the light that you train, you practice, whether you wear clothing or you don't, or whether you wear bikinis. If you cultivate spiritually, you can emit light. Right? So, like if you wear pajamas at night, then you cannot emit light, because when you sleep, you wear pajamas. And Grandmaster never wears pajamas. I just wear my underwear. I have no pajamas or night. So, if you wear pajamas, you cannot emit light. So you cannot emit light when you are taking showers. So even when you take off your clothes, you can still emit light. The true luminosity of the light is when you are totally naked. In Chinese, it's also like completely light and naked. How could it be that what you wear would generate light? If you don't wear that, you cannot. Whoever said that should be ripped. Her mouth should be ripped. No other lineage gurus ever said that. Who dared saying that if you wear certain clothing, then you would have black smoke? This is a concept that spiritual cultivators should know. Any spiritual cultivator would understand this.
你是一个有修行的人，你一样放光。
So even if you
你就算
wear
脱光了也是放光
the thick jacket, you can still
哪有
emit light.
穿
Or
哪个
if
衣
you're
服
naked, you can still emit
就
light.
就会放黑气的。他说穿戒衣的
She
全部
said
放黑
that
气。
anyone wearing the precept robe would
这个叫什么
generate
呢？
black smoke. How could that be?
多铺，狗屎。
So that's called dog's poo.
这种话是狗屎话，
That kind of speech was
不要
dog
被骗
poo.
了。
Please don't
穿
be
任何衣
cheated.
服，
Don't
你
be
又会放
tricked.
光的，到哪里都放光。
Doesn't matter what you
你修
wear.
行有
As long as you
成就
can
的，
generate
穿什么
light,
衣服
you
都
will
放光。
generate light no matter what you
你
wear.
修行没有成就的，
If you have attainment in
你
your
就
spiritual
穿的
cultivator,
会放光的衣
cultivation,
服，
then you
你还是
can
暗的。
generate light. If you don't cultivate spiritually, doesn't matter what you wear,
这样懂
you're
吗？
still dark. And now you understand.
这个是普通啊，最普通、最普通的
This is a
一个
very
常
common
识。
sense.
我们学佛人最普通的常
As
识，你连
Buddhists,
最
this is
普通的
a
常识你
very
都不懂，
common sense. How can you not
你当什么
understand
上
it?
师啊？
How could you be a
真的
master?
是都不。
You're really dog poo. She is.
有一个笑话嘛，我不是讲了吗？
There was a joke.
所以有3个神父
There were
到夏
3
威夷去玩，
fathers,
他当然
Catholic
他第一
fathers,
次穿那个
ministers,
黑衣黑西装
went
这
on a
边有个
vacation
白
in Hawaii.
有个白
And of course, he wore his formal outfit with the white
大家都认为
collar.
神父到夏威夷海滩来，
They went to the beach, and everybody, oh, Father, you came to Hawaii for vacation.
不穿
So
神衣
they
服
felt
出来。
awkward, so they
那其
changed
中呢有一
into
个比基
casual
尼的这个
outfits.
小姐，穿
And
比
then
基
they
尼
went back to the beach.
小姐在
And
那
there
边
was
沙
a
滩
lady
看到他们，
in bikini
哎，
running
3
on
个
the
神父
beach
都来了，
and saw them and said,
说
oh,
有被认出来，
3 fathers,
赶快
you're
又
here.
回去换，
And they thought,
海
oh
滩装
no,
就是穿那个
they would
海
recognize
滩的
again.
衣服。
So they wore the
这个
beach
花衬
outfit
衫呢，穿短裤，
with the colorful and flowery shirts and sandals
那个
and
比基尼
shorts.
那一个又跑一跑，又看到
And that
床
lady
上
in bikini
就说
was
哎
running and
3位
passing
神
by
父
them
你好
again and still said, oh,
又被认
fathers,
出来
3 fathers, how are you?
换什么衣服都被
How
认成
come?
神，都被认成。
They were still recognized no
那
matter what they wear.
这个3个神父呢，就问那一位穿
So
比基尼
the 3 fathers asked the lady in
的
bikini,
小姐，他说
Miss,
你怎么认得我们3个人是神父啊？
how can you know that we were
那穿比
fathers?
基尼的就
that
跟
we
他
are
跟那个
fathers
3个神父讲，
And the
你不
lady
知道
said,
吗？我
Don't
就
you
是
know?
修你呀，
I'm the nun, the Catholic nun
我就是修道院的修你呀。
from the seminary. I'm
然后我的意思
I'm
是
the
讲说
Catholic，nun. So what I
你既然是
meant,
神父，不管你穿什么衣服，你还是神父。
if you are a Catholic father, that
能
doesn't
放
matter
光
what you
的
wear, you're still a father.
大家都认得你。
So anyone that can
不能
emit
放光的
light, you can
穿
be
什么都是一
recognized
样，
no matter what you wear.
还是不能放光，
If you
跟衣
can't
服没有关系。
emit light, doesn't matter what you wear,
所谓
you
放光
still
不放光
cannot
跟衣
emit
服没有
light.
关系。
It's totally unrelated
所以
to
他
the
讲说穿
clothings.
戒衣的就不
So
会
she said
就是黑气，
that those wearing the precept robe
那是
with
他
black
自己
smoke,
脑袋，
that's
是这
her
样子而
own
已。
thinking.
这普通的常识嘛。
It's common
跟大家
sense,
讲
right?
这老王没有事，给自己拨了3个卦。
老
五
王
行切房，
did
就
a
是他在他
divination
的五行里面呢，切房子，他没有房子。
that
他
in the
自己
5
算出来
elements,
他自己
he
没有
lacks
房子
house.
命理里面呢，他切地，
And in
他没有土
his
地，
faith, he lacks soil or
这个
ground
卦
or
里面的
property.
道理啊，又缺钱。
And in the trigrams, he lacks money. So no houses, no properties, no money. And then through the divination, how about romantic love? He lacks love.
又没有人爱。
No one loves him.
这个除了没有人疼，全身到处都疼。
No love. He has pain all over his body, but love and pain in Chinese are
很多
homophone.
事情呢，不要自己
Sometimes.
悲哀，自己叹息。
So please don't
不管你
have
怎么样，你有
self-pity
实
toward
际
yourself
上
no
在
matter
修
what.
行。今天的功课，
If you
今天了，
cultivate spiritually and you do your homework every
你就不
day,
会有缺陷。
then you will not lack anything.
你实际上每天只要
That
做一点，
in reality, you have to
将来
do a little
就
bit
会成
every
立，
day. And in the
就会
future,
成就的。
you would succeed, you would have success, and you would have attainment.
修行
in
人
terms
最
of
重
spiritual
要的一
cultivation.
点就是说，
The most important point
你不要
for spiritual
好像
cultivators
这个一天打鱼呀，3天撒网，晒网。
don't just
一天打
practice for a
3
day
天晒。
and rest for
不要
3
这样。
days.
每
Please
天
don't
都
be
要
like
打。
that. You
你自
have
己
to
就一
do
定
it
会有收
every
获。
single day. Then you would definitely
每
harvest
天都要
something.
修行。
You have to cultivate
自己本身
spiritually
就会有
every
收
single
获。
day. Then you would have
你不要
attainments.
去管，啊，你修的怎么样？
Don't worry
到时候你
how
自
you're
然放
doing.
放。
Naturally, eventually, you would emit
我就是
light.
这样子的。你看我写的。
That's how I am.
啊，现在已经写到
See,
260。
The books that I wrote,
261。
now I'm writing
261
book number 261.
在写。这是什么样子呢？
261.
每天写你就可
And
以
how I
有
did
这
it,
样子的成绩。
I write every single
我
day.
不写多啊。
In
我一
order to
天
have
只
this
写2
success,
篇，
I don't write
2
very
页
much,
纸而已啊。一
just
天只有
2
2 页，
pages every day.
一天只写2页纸而已啊。
Every single day, 2 pages.
也不是写很多。
I don't
但是
write
你
very
只要
much,
持续写，
but
你
if
就
you
会有成果。
persevere and
修行就
continue,
这样子，
then you would have
每天修一点，
fruition.
积起来。
The same
不得
in
了。
spiritual cultivation. You practice a little bit every day, but
所以我教大家
altogether
是
it
要
will
有
be
恒心，
incredible.
有
It
久
will be
远心，
remarkable.
不是
So
短
that's
暂
why you have to
短暂的
persevere over the long
是修
term.
不成。
But if you're only short term, then it's no success.
有2个歌星在闲聊，
There are 2 singers
我
chatting,
首次
and
登
one
台啊，
said,
就获得了
the
很
first time
大
I got on stage,
的收获成功。
I
观
had great
众献
success.
给我的花，足够能开一家花店
And。the flowers given by
这
the audience
这个歌星算是
would
很
be
成功
enough to open a flower
另一
shop.
个说，
So
那
the
算得
singer
什么
was
呢？
very successful.
我
And the other
首
one
次
said,
登
oh,
台，
what's so big deal
观
about
众
that?
观众
The
就
first
给了
time I
我
got
一
on
座房子。
stage, the
一间
audience
房子
gave me a house.
这个另外一个歌星讲，这是吹
So
牛
the
吧
other？ singer
他
said,
说不是吹牛，
oh, you're
我
boasting.
只是说
No.
听众丢上来的砖块足够我
Because
盖一栋房子。
The bricks that they threw at me would be enough to build a house.
那么一个是好的，一个唱得很好，
So
一个
one
是
is
唱得
very
比较
good,
差，唱得比较
and
差。
the other one is not that
不
good.
过只要有唱，
But if you
它一定
sing,
有收获。
then there would be some rewards.
啊，我们不能说完全说不做，什么都不做，那就是一种惰性。
So you cannot be
人本身有
not doing anything. That's indolence or laziness.
有惰性，就懒得去做。
So you're being lazy.
只要你喜欢的，你去做，那就对了。
So you do what you like, then that's good
因为我
enough.
们学佛就是有缘，那你既然喜欢听法，
So the fact that you become a Buddhist, that means you have the affinity. So first you listen and you contemplate what Grandmaster is talking about today, the concepts,
然后再来依
the
照师尊的
understanding,
方法去
and
修，
then according to Grandmaster's method,
就闻
you
思
put
修
it into practice.
开始听，
So first you
再来开
listen
始想，
and then
这样子对不
contemplate,
对？
is this right?
再来
What does it
就
mean?
是说
And then
还要好好的修。
you put it into practice.
为什么要好好的修呢？
Why do you
因为
want to
你想
practice diligently and
你要离
honestly,
开六道轮
earnestly?
回，
Because you need to think. You
非
want to
靠
be
修行不可。
liberated from the rebirth realm, and only
或者
spiritual
我们做
cultivation
一个
allows
做一
you
个
to
普
do
通
that.
人，大家一
Otherwise,
起
you're just a
就
mundane
做一个
being.
就是惰性，你不喜欢修行，
Because you
你
don't
喜
like
欢
to
什么？
cultivate spiritually, you're
你喜欢
lazy,
贪，
so
喜
you
欢
like
财。
you like
我
greed,
讲
you like
讲到财，又
money.
讲到叉了。
Talking about money, I will mention X again.
他在他的这个雷藏寺的天花板，
At the ceilings
我
of
是昨
her
天才知道，
Leizang temple,
因为纽
which
约
I
有一个
just
弟子
knew
写信给我，
yesterday, there was a
他上面写
disciple from New York wrote a letter to
我
me.
花了很多钱
I spent
去
lots of
买大
money
猩猩、中
to
猩猩，
buy
还有小
big
猩猩。
stores, medium stores, and small stores.
Big 的 star 跟这个 middle 的 star， 另外还有这个
Big
small 的
star, middle star,
star，
and small
花了
star.
很多钱去买，
And
结果
they
命运
spent
非常的悲惨。
lots of money to buy
他
lots
跟
of
我
stores,
写了一封信，
and yet their
这样子
fate
讲，我才知道啊，
is
什么是大
horrible.
猩猩，什么中猩猩、小猩
And I
猩，
thought, what's
我就不知道。
this? Big stores,
我
medium
第一次
stores,
听到，
small
我昨
stores.
天才第一次
First
听
time
到。
I heard of them. Yesterday.
那么后来，我
And
终
then
于有两个人来，我才了解到
there were
什
two
么是大猩
people
猩
coming
中猩
here
猩、小猩猩。
that finally I understood what they are.
这里做一个大的猩猩，旁
They
边有
were
小
on the
猩猩中
ceilings.
猩
They're
猩
big
小猩
stars, medium
全部
stars,
天花
small
板全部
stars,
贴满这个，
all over the ceiling.
然后就叫同门。你如果出
And then
钱啊，
she asked the
出最多
disciples,
的钱，你就可以到这个大猩
if
猩。
you donate lots of
大
money,
的
then you
star，
can
那
go
你就
to
是
the big
未来
star.
你的
That's
你
your
跟他有
future.
你就会到大猩猩去。你
Then
出
you
的
have
钱是中
affinity
等
with the
的，
big
你就
star.
到
Then
中
you will
猩
go to
猩
the
去
big star.
那个 star 跟
If
你
the
有缘
donation is
你会就
medium,
到那个猩
then
猩去。
you go to the
还有
medium
小猩
star.
猩，就是说你还没有钱，才几千块钱。
If your
当然卖
donation
给
is
你
only
一
in
个
the
小猩猩好
thousands,
你
then
买
you
了
just
那
go
个
to
小
the
猩
small
猩，将来
star.
你就可以到那个小
That
猩
in the
猩去。
future you can go to that star.
我讲一句话，
But let me
也
tell
是
you,
不好听的话
it's not
，bullshit。
very kind. It's called bullshit.
我师父传给我的是什么？是怎么讲的？
What my
是你
guru
修禅
taught
定，
me is that you
修了
practice
你能够出
meditation
阳神，这个
until
神啊能从顶
your
窍这样
soul
出来。
can leave your body.
你到了星空
from
的
the
时候
tip
啊，
of
跟
your
着星
head.
星结合，
And
你就
then you
产生
go
了
to the
星光身。
space and you merge with the star
我师
and
父教的
becomes
是这样子，叫
the
做
body
星
of
光身，
starlight.
就是你的
That's
元
what my
神
guru
出
taught
去
me. Is
到了
when your
星星
soul
啊
or
跟
spirit
它结合，
leaves
你
your
产生了
body
星
to
光
go to
身
the star and merge with the star, and you would
就是
generate
我
the
讲的星
starlight
光身
body.，
他用
That's the practice of
雷
the
藏寺的天
starlight
花板
body.
画星星，然后卖
But
钱，
she paint stars on the ceilings and sell them for
你相
money.
信吗？
So that's
这跟
greed.
天主教的赦罪券有什么不一样？我们历史上天主教的赦罪券，你花钱来买了这个票，这个就帮你的罪业给你消除了。
How different is this from the confession
很简单的
ticket
讲啊，
sold by the
你
Catholic
有钱就
Church?
买大猩猩，
So you just buy the
好，
ticket
你
and
将来
then
就
you
可以
would
往
be
生到那里去。
pardoned.
这个你
So
中
if you
等
have
有钱
money,
你就
you
买
buy
中
big
猩猩。
star.
那你
And
没有钱，
if
几千块钱随便啦，买一
you
个小
have
星星给
medium,
你。
you buy medium
你就将
star.
来
Or
你可
if
以
you
到
don't
那
have
里
much
去，
money, you buy small star. And
这样对不
those
对？
are the future.
这一想就知道不对嘛。
So is
这
that
你
right?
是在
Of
榨
course
财哎。
wrong. So you
用
embezzle
师尊的
money
这
using
个好像说星
this
光
trick.
身去榨财，
using the
这是不对
starlight
的。
body Dharma practice taught by
修
Grandmaster,
行得到
but
星光
being
身，你
skewed
自己能够出
to
元
get
神，
money.
跟星光结合，得到星光
In the
身，
practice of
那
the
个是你
starlight
自己
body,
本领，
you have to be
不
able
用
to
花一毛
leave
钱，
your body and merge with the star.
你自己修行出来的
That's
元神，
through
去结
practice
合
and
星星的
training,
光，
and you don't need to
那
spend
个
a
是星光
cent.
身，不用花一毛钱的。
You don't have to spend any
告
money.
诉大家哦，修行如果叫你花很多钱的
So let me tell
诈
you,
骗集团，
if you need a lot of money for spiritual
全部
cultivation,
都是
that's
诈骗集
definitely
团。
fraud.
不要花很多钱，你就可以修行。来台
You
湾，
can
来
cultivate
西雅图雷藏
spiritually without spending
到哪个
much
雷藏
money.
寺，
You just
你都
come
不要
to
花
the
很多钱，
Seattle temple,
叫
Lizang
你花很
temple,
多
or
钱
any
的，
other Lizang
就有
temples.
诈骗的嫌疑。
But if they ask you to spend a lot
师
of
尊
money,
这里
then that's the
不管你在
question
台湾
on frauds.
在哪里，
Whether Grandmaster is here or in
都是让人
Taiwan,
家随意。
everything is voluntary.
就算有规定价钱，哦，都会比市面上的还便宜，
Even
都应该
if
比市面上的还便宜。
even if there is
有人跟师尊讲，那师
a
尊，
set price,
你
it's
出版的
still
书你
cheaper
就
than the
让大家
market.
随便拿吧，啊，通通
Someone
送人
said,
吧。
well, in that case,
那不
your
行
books should be free.
那要纸张会啊，
Well,
要
at
印
least there's
刷
the
会啊，
cost
要
of
纸
the
张会啊，
papers,
还
of
要
the
经营，还要
printing,
批发，还
and
要
the
做一些事
shipping,
情，要销，
etc.
要到书籍去卖啊。但是钱是不是师尊拿的？不是，
But the money is not
是大灯
for
文化，
Grandmaster.
他在
The
出
money
版师尊的书。
goes to the Tatan
那么
culture, the
他
publisher.
有时候他当然，师尊写的书，他供养师尊，那个他的供养也是给他随意的，
Of
不
course,
是有
they
规定的，都
makes
是随意
offering to
供养。
Grandmaster, but it's also voluntary. There's no set price
哦，这
for
样子
that.
大家要了
For
解。
the
修行，如果要
Sales
很多
of
钱
the
才能够
books
修行的，
So in spiritual cultivation, if you
那是
need to
绝
spend a lot
有
of
诈骗的
money,
嫌疑，大家
then
小心一点。
there's the
如果
question
跟你要很多
on
钱的，你自己
fraud.
注意了。
So
那是诈
please
骗的行
pay
为。
attention.
有一个就是洋人呐、洋人，
There's
我
a
们中
quotation
国人的确是个勤奋的民族，
said that
有
Chinese
中国人
are very
问何以
hardworking.
见得？这个洋人就讲，
race
每当我早晨经过街道，
And the
常
Caucasian
常
said,
可以
in
看到
the early
路旁的
morning,
招牌上写
as
着
I
早点，早点
as I
两个
walk
大字，
on the road,
提
they
醒
would be
路过
saying
的
that
上班的人
morning
不要迟
snacks
到。
so
在台湾有台湾写的早点，早
that
点
means
是什么
that
意思？
means morning
是叫
snacks,
你
but
吃
also
是吃
could
早餐
mean
的地方
that
叫早
be
点，
earlier.
所以有时
That's
候
to
习惯
ask
不同，
people not to be late.
就会
So that's just different
有所误
customs and sometimes there would be misunderstandings. So like what I just said about the big stars, medium stars, and small stars. This X misunderstood. Okay, to be kind, we say that she misunderstood. But if she did not misunderstand and she did it on purpose, then that's not good. And another point, those coming from San Francisco, for Grandmaster's birthday, they would prepare a huge birthday card, and they said they made offerings to Grandmaster and asked their master X to pass the birthday card or whatever card to Grandmaster. And they all write something and sign their names, and they also give their offerings, asking the master to pass it to me. But I'm really sorry, I never received any of the birthday cards or New Year cards, none of those cards. Maybe it was burned on the fire. So, and I'm sorry that ever since I entered into retreat until now, I never received any offerings from the San Francisco area. I was in retreat for a total of 17 years, or 7 years. I never received any offerings from X nor disciples in the San Francisco area. You know, there was one time that she was about to make offering to me a long time ago, and I said, no need. Let this offering become your education fund. I just said that once. Only that one time, not all the time. So that was a misunderstanding too. I said about that time, let's just use it for your education fund. And then she took that as, from then on, no need for offerings anymore. But now, the school was closed, no more education fund, and now she opened the underworld schools, so the schools for the spirits. No need for education fund anymore. So she now opened schools for the spirits. If I were a judge, I would catch her. Where is the spirit school? Please prove it. So you lie because that's cannot be seen with eyes. So Golden Mother is here today. We would know once I consulted her spiritually. You know, you took $1,000 US per semester, and she even took 2,000 per semester from Master Lien Gao. And someone from Malaysia registered 5 of her attached spirits for the school, so she had to pay $5,000 US per semester for the spirits. So let me consult it. Was there a school for the spirits? No, none. Non-existent. So she cheated everybody. And the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas said it didn't exist. It doesn't exist. So for the school, for the spirits, you should have just received paper money and not US dollars.
对不对？
Right?
阴间学校你就收银纸啊。
For school, for the spirits,
人
then
家
of
拿
course
买
you
一些银
use
纸
paper
送给
money.
你啊，你就开阴间学校嘛，拿银纸就可以了。
That's good enough, right? Why do you want US dollar?
天上雷上不用讲了，我写在书上了。
How about the Lechang Temple in heavens? Oh, I've written about that in my book.
被这个上司气到我都快要撞墙，你知道？
Oh, I am terribly upset by this ex-master.
全是唬人的。
That I wanted to
他
hit
是
the
不是
wall.
唬人大学毕业？
So she's like, she's a true fraud.
专门唬人的。
So there was a university that's like your, fraud university in Taiwan. This is just a joke.
再讲一个笑话，把道果子讲这样子。
Let me share another joke.
听说我们的祖先那个时候没有电视，也没有收音机，
Our ancestors have
更没
no
有彩色
TVs,
的
no
这
radios,
个电视机，
no
也没有电
color
话，他们怎么能够
televisions,
生
no
活下去
phones. How could they live?
甲对乙说，
And
乙
then
就
A
讲，
told B,
所以嘛，他们都死了。
that's why they're all dead.
这当然是笑话了。
Of course, this is a joke.
我们想要出轮回，
If you want to be
一定
free
要
from the
认识
rebirth
我
cycle,
们以前带来的业。
you need to recognize
这一
the
世
karma
所
that you
造的
brought
业
from the past.
全部加起来，不管是善业、恶业，
Added to the
加
karma you
加
create
减
in
乘
this
除
life,
到最后轮回，
whether it's good or
你
bad,
善业多
and
的，
then all combined,
了天。
calculated. If your good
到了
karma
天。
is more than the bad, you
恶
go to
业多的
heavens.
你就下到三恶
If
道。
your bad karma is more, then you fall into the three
下到
lower
三恶道。
realms.
恶业做的很多的，你就下三恶道；那么善业做的很多的，你就到
So if you do a lot of
这
bad
个天上。
karma, then you fall into
那么
the
我们
three
也
lower
可以这样
realms. If you
想。
do a lot of good karma, you go to
天
heavens.
上也一定要轮回。
And we
就是
can
因为
also
业
say, even
你
the
必须要
heavens
把这个
are
你
part
自
of
己
the
所做的
rebirth
业
realm.
给它清净结束了。
So you need to end and
这就是修
purify
行。
all of your karma,
不但
including
要
the
做
good
善
karma.
事，
And that's spiritual cultivation.
还要
So
修出自己的
you
光。
don't just do goods,
以自己
you
的光
also have to practice to
去
train to
融合
generate light
啊，
and
融
to
合整个
make
宇
your
宙。
light to merge with the
你到了
whole
不退转，
universe.
这
And you
三
reach
个
the
果
realm of
慢慢地增长。
non-returning. The
三
three
种力
fruitions that we just
不一样的
mentioned
果
earlier.
就是阿罗汉、
Three
菩
kind,
提
three different
智
kinds:
者
Arhat
菩萨。
and the solitary hearer
就是
together,
永不退
and then
转。
Bodhisattva and Buddha. They
那个时候
are
才
all
算是
non-returning. Only
离开了
then
六道轮回，
you
才算是成就。
leave behind the rebirth realm.
我们那里北面。
Only then that would be called fruitions.
非常感谢根本传承上师宝贵的法。